A man with 2 conspiracy theories kidnaps a multinational company's influential lawyer. Their conviction is that the woman is an alien and their intention is to destroy the Earth. Teddy tells Don about the bees. They produce 30% of our food, but extinction threatens them. Maybe because of the drugs, but it could also be that something much bigger is behind it. For example, aliens. Their goal is to intimidate us. Teddy has to stop them, so they train to prepare for the fight. But they also have to strengthen their mind because aliens crawl into the human brain like Gigi. Don asks how to recognize these alien creatures and whether the people around them are them. Teddy says no because they are blind and hopeless, just like a colony of bats. After training, they also buy, for example, creams, foam pads, and masks, since they also have to mentally prepare for the big day, so constipation, breathing, and diarrhea are prohibited. The chemical castration may also prevent them from freeing themselves from their instincts. And even though Don wants to do this, Teddy asks him to give him the injection. Michelle is a successful businesswoman from whom they are recording a video. After work, she goes home, but Teddy and Don are already waiting for her in the bush. They try to catch her, but they didn't expect her to be so good at self-defense. But in the end, they only manage to tame them and kidnap them. They put her hair down in the car so they can measure them. Then they set fire to the woman's mobile phone and the evidence. Teddy says this is the most life-threatening trace he's ever seen, but it's not perfect. For example, her head is narrow, her spine is thin, she has a slight itch, and her earlobe is not well defined. Oh, and her eyebrows are too thick. I don't think a person can have that much hair. After this, she takes antihistamine on a good basis, from which Teddy claims that the aliens are getting weaker. They take off their clothes, then return to Michelle, who is already waking up. Teddy greets her in the center of the ground resistance and introduces her to the fact that she does not belong to the Genfi Association as an Andromeda. The woman asks why her hair was shaved, to which the answer is, so that she doesn't get in touch with her mother's ship. Michelle says it's better to let it go, because the FBI is going to launch a propulsion hunt, as her company is one of the main economic engines of the region. Teddy gives this good advice, then informs her that she is a high-ranking officer of the Andromeda King, who helped humanity to become more technologically advanced and to become as small as a small body. Let me know if you need anything. She demands that she takes them to her mother's ship during lunar eclipse, because they want to negotiate with her superior. Michelle continues to claim that she is a human, but the man says she can't look like that at the age of 45. The woman admits that she is on a strict diet and spends a lot of money to stay young, but she's not a UFO yet. Teddy doesn't believe this, so he gives her a dictaphone. In the morning, he prepares her statement, which he then gives to the foreign emperor. The human kidnappers jump in their joy, then sit down to eat. Dawn looks at the woman crying in her cellar through a camera, but Teddy reminds her that she is an alien who kills the seabirds and the whole planet. Then we see Teddy's recall, in which his mother tells him that all kinds of pests give shit to him. Others make money by getting sick and also by healing, but she does this to make her son's life better. The next day, Teddy goes to work, and on the way he meets an old acquaintance, a police officer, who they haven't met for 1,000 years. But he doesn't take too long because he's late. He works as a packer, and during the break he watches the news about Michelle's kidnapping. By the time he gets home, the recording is ready. But Teddy is not satisfied with it, because it's not convincing enough, and it's not made in the language of the stranger. Michelle doesn't really understand what he expects from her. Maybe money, sex? But the kid tells her that he fell through a chemical castration because they suspected that he would try to kidnap them. According to the woman, she is too addicted to the Contios and needs help. So Teddy pulls himself up and knocks one down. Then he shows it to Dawn that he made a model from the stranger's ship, and then he fantasizes about what it would be like to be there. But Dawn is more excited about the injection he was given. Since then, he finds everything strange and sad. But Teddy reassures him that it will pass. Michelle is just trying to escape, but the kidnappers disturb her. He changes his eco-strategy and realizes that he is really insane. Teddy wants to test this, so he puts him under electrocution. Dawn wants to stop him. The woman is wheezing, so the tension is huge. Then Don can't take it anymore, and he breaks the torture. This way, Teddy knows what he wants. He has never reached such a high level with anyone before. So it's not a stranger he respects, but a king's dog. Then we see a new recall, where Teddy holds his mother in his arms. It turns out that Michelle tried to hurt him, so the woman promises that they will cover all their expenses and improve their products. Teddy goes shopping, then he defoils the windows, and now he shares his guest in the form of a ruler. He even got him a wig. Then they sit down to have dinner and talk about the bees, which, according to both of them, are the world's most attentive products. The woman recognizes that the printers manufactured by the company have a bad effect on them, but the situation has improved a lot. She doesn't feel guilty about it because it often happens that a species gets tired, and then it dies. Then Teddy puts the word on his mother. Sandy gets. Michelle says that she didn't see the side effects of the drugs in advance, and she believes that they pay her a fair amount for the experiments. But if not, then she would like to pay further compensation. Teddy loses his mind and starts to continue, until the woman hits him with a fork. In the end, Don hits Michelle with a gun, not to hurt his brother. Then the police officer, who saw Sandy earlier, who wants to raise questions about the missing woman, notices the ground-covered chair, which Teddy explains with his mother's clothes. The police officer, while eating a slice of bread, tells him that the nearby tower measured the woman's phone. The traffic cop took a picture of his car, so now he is looking around in the surrounding houses. Meanwhile, Michelle gets to her in the cellar and thanks Don for not shooting her earlier, but she could have done it. Up there, the police officer finds out that 20 years earlier Teddy had a babysitter. He did something against her, but there is no mention of what it could have been. The point is that he apologizes to her, to which Teddy says that there is no problem. Then he gives her an Andromeda book and they go out to the yard to look at the bees. Michelle realizes that a police officer is up there, so she starts to persuade Don to let her go. But he doesn't do it. Instead, he promises her that if she really is a ghost, then he will take her and Teddy from the ground. Then he shoots himself in the head. The shots are heard by the neighbors, so Teddy drags the bees to the police officer, stabs him in the head with a shovel, then he goes down to the cellar. He tells her that he thinks Michelle could have been Don's death. Until then, he filled his head until he exploded. Before shooting the woman, he says that there is a cure for his mother's problem. She was the first victim of the Andromeda experiment. The genetic code that will take 4 to 5 years is just being rewritten. If she survives and wakes up, if not, then she will die. But if they stop the experiment, she will wake up. The cure is hidden in a bottle in the trunk of the car. Teddy is waiting for the woman. He almost sees her for his mother's salvation. Meanwhile, Michelle gets the keys from Don's dead body. She can't get up, so she tries her luck, but there, she is looking for human remains and Teddy's findings. He is looking for the remains of the Andromeda. While Teddy is giving the ice-cold mother, his mother dies. So he goes home where Michelle asks how many Andromeda were among the people according to her. Just 2. Michelle then unexpectedly says that their 75th ruler discovered the Earth. At that time, dinosaurs lived who were accidentally infected with a virus. Because of this, they planted a new species, the Atlanticians, whose Andromedans were their gods. The Atlanteans wanted to surpass them, so they created a stronger, more aggressive version of themselves. The end of which was a thermonuclear war, in which humanity lost a lot. The remaining humans landed on ships, then sailed for 100 years, and later became decaying monkeys. These new humans waged countless wars with each other while destroying the Earth. The Andromedans only wanted to keep this self-destructing gene inside them to save people from themselves. Teddy's mother died, but there are those who have recovered, and this result must be reported to the ruler. So Teddy can choose to shoot down or save the Earth. The next day, they appear together at Michelle's workplace. In the back seat, Don also came with them. They sneaked into the building, where everyone was standing in front of her appearance. In the office, Michelle says that she has to type a code from a 52-digit number into a computer to establish a connection with the spaceship. Before she finished, Teddy showed her the body-powered bomb to prove that she had thought about every possibility. The woman then leads to the cabinet. This is the teleport, but they can't go in at the same time so as not to mix up their bodies. The man therefore enters alone. Michelle, meanwhile, counts back, constantly lagging behind, and then Teddy hits her on the head. Her flying head knocks out the woman, who gets into a lifeboat. She confirms that Teddy is dead, then jumps out of the moving vehicle and runs away. She goes back to her office, goes into the cabinet, and teleports to her mother's ship, where she consults with her classmates in their own language. After she is left alone, she pops out of the air around the flat Earth, and then everyone dies on Earth.